We get it right down to the wire on overpass.
I would love it if it was that close all the way through. I would love it if it was brawly, if it was ugly. I don't even want to see pretty Counter-Strike. I just want to see action-packed back and forth.
And also, I think this game is very interesting because both me and Jason coached Fallen.
Yeah.
So you all know his results before we coached him, so now you'll see his performance after he was coached by us.
Perfect.
Pretty similar success.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say.
Exactly. I love it. We're live with the pistol round. Complexity going to be starting on the defensive side of Inferno. It's Imperial to attack into it.
Get him!
Oh, a nice start for boltz. A lot of damage done, and Fang, well, he's going to help him out and kill his own teammate. A great start here for Complexity. boltz gets a double. Good flash assist from Fallen to set that up, and Complexity just down to 2 players. The round's done already.
Ooh, that was ugly.
It's so hard to rush, like to have an aggressive pistol against a Brazilian team or like what a Fallen team, because it almost always starts default. Like you can tell he's just close to T-spawn holding anti-flash, basically for either a B push or a mid push. boltz just needs to get into mini pit with the first spawn and
it's over.
It's
and
over,
you saw exactly how it pans out. That's the real bummer of this, and it's actually, I mean, it's kind of evilly funny to me, just because, I mean, when you call a tactic like that, if you're Complexity, you're really trying to just like get the momentum of the game right out of the gate with like one quick punch. You're just like, you bring like an attitude and an energy with a mid push like that on pistol round. That's meant to open up the game, and obviously it goes the complete wrong direction. It's an immediate gush, a team kill, and then boltz deletes 2 more of your players. So it's gone the complete wrong direction.
And this was the meta for a long time, because it's hard to, like on Inferno when you're T side and you have 2 sets of nades, I mean, you can go A, you can go B, it's not that hard to win rounds as T, so that's why the CTs feel we can't let them get to the execute phase. We need to try to at least get an advantage before that happens, or you just blind stack, and that's what you see on pistol rounds, really, on Inferno. Complexity goes for the push, but
and I would imagine too, part of it falls into that thing we've talked about in the past where, like, look, it's not early in the day by any stretch of the imagination, but it is that like kind of first game that you're playing and you're on the CT side, and you probably want to be saying, I want to be able to dictate some of the things in this first game as we kind of get warmed up into this series, and obviously it all goes the other direction.
What?
Well, Complexity have decided to force buy into this. Halzer taking a risk and peeking middle. He's down to 9 HP already. And Complexity electing to play the default setup with the force buy. Going to start rotating 2 players back over to B already, just gambling on this side of the map. But Imperial showing no signs of commitment yet.
And I think before, I'd like to sometimes do something fast in these rounds to catch the enemies off guard. But I think the players are so good now as well. You almost have to play default. Like, you have to do this. You have to bait out the smokes. If you do something really fast, unless you got a correct read or something, players will just put down a defensive smoke. You push through it. You'll die 2 for 1. Rotation is coming in. You're giving away what you want to do immediately, and that makes it easier for the CTs to play. We'll see if Imperial can get the correct read in this round, though.
I think they are going to have. I think they'll be okay throughout this half, juggling through between the utility usage. We saw a previous game on Inferno from Imperial in this group where Fallen was doing a really good job bouncing between the bomb sites, applying pressure on one side while attacking the other side, and this is that same kind of philosophy, but with a second round stack like this, with upgraded, it's not going to matter. Complexity's just taking the full gamble.
They got a chance, because this is a site that Imperial are going towards. A stack of 4 players here for Complexity, but the first 2 taken down. Grim and Fang no longer with us. And now JT, gets a second on the D, but the rest of his teammates fall. Unfortunate for Complexity. That was their best chance to pull something off. JOTA with a 3K though, and Complexity have to stomach a second round loss.
Nicely done from Imperial. Not bad, all things considered. Burning through this stack helps out when Halzer has very low HP and can't get involved in too much of the action, but Complexity doesn't get enough early kills to really bottleneck things, and 2-0 for the Brazilians.
Yeah, these rounds are all about timing, like this sort of a situation, right? The problem was that JOTA was already so far deep. He killed the boost guy before Fang pushed through the CT smoke, right? So the guy on boost was supposed to be the Joker, quote unquote, right? Like, that's the one you wouldn't expect. Once you see a scout in ruins, a guy pushing through CT who's the A player as well, and a third guy in new boxes, you don't expect the 4th guy on boost, and he's supposed to get you like 2 kills at the minimum. That's what the play is. So that's why the stack is designed for. But
well, Complexity will have nothing set up now. They just have that one safe weapon from Floppy.
And if Val was 1 step ahead and Chad didn't have to wish it that the burst fire on FAMAS was really good, there would have been a chance now. Remember the Neil round, Jason?
I've asked them about that actually in a previous major when I spoke with them. I was like, how can we get the burst fire back up? And one of their biggest concerns was all of a sudden the CT loadout and weapons are just going to be too strong if you make the burst fire that strong. So I know a little bit of that element into things. But I wouldn't mind seeing the burst fire from Oz back in action just for a little bit. That was a fun part of 1.6.
Make it OP for a little, you know, like make
Just
it
for
good
a
again,
while.
and let's see if it really is that OP. You know, maybe you lower the damage so you need to hit 2 headshots. Like a headshot is maybe 70 damage,
Sure.
right? Like on long ranges, make the fall off, something like that.
It's not like there's been any overpowered weapons in Counter-Strike meta over the last few years, that's for sure.
But I can see their logic because Galil is like, Galil is trash. I don't know how many players got decent with a Galil. I guess it's like thousands of hours of practice.
Yeah, but I think it's the cheap price that kind of makes it viable. It's super cheap.
And I think one of the other things that like takes away the importance of improving the FAMAS burst fire is the fact that SMGs now are still very strong, right? Like you have options.
We've seen a few more shotguns being bought this year too.
Yeah, there's been a couple nice shotgun rounds, hasn't there? JOTA only able to get the one. Floppy's trying desperately to hold on to the FAMAS. It's not going to happen. Fallen's hunting him down. Nice kill at the end of the day, 3-0.
I think the Nova is a little bit underrated. Like when they nerfed some of the shotguns, I think Nova got a bit of a buff, and it's cheap, right? It's like 1,000 or 900 or 1,200. Like it's pretty cheap, and with the loss bonus, like in some positions, I think it can be good to be used, but no one has really figured it out yet.
I think we saw Harry and I casted a game at the end of last year at a blast event at Abu Dhabi where I think it was someone from Heroic. I want to say like Shush or Yabby with like a pump shotgun on top of HUD, and he just like, it was the only weapon they had in a round that they had to win, and he gets 4 kills on top of it. It was great. Shotgun rounds are always lovely.
Yeah, this could be lovely for Vinny as he gets aggressive. He's already
Inferno.
at top banana around the side of the half wall. And they've got top banana control completely. We could see some re-aggression coming in with a flash set up here for Grim. He'll be flashed into the peak. Oh, hasn't seen Vinny, hasn't gone wide enough and has to just drop back.
That's kind of a little bit of a mistake from Grim to not fully clear that, but obviously very worried about someone peeking back around on the half wall, so they're just going to take the stalemate at the moment in a 5-on-5.
And only one smoke left on the B players, with 1:15 in the round.
And that's an intimidating smoke to have to go up against if you're the defender, especially with this boost, because it takes away a lot of the effectiveness. So JT and Grim on high alert, but they're not calling anyone over.
This could also just be Imperial conditioning them for later, right? Like now they're just throwing the smoke, but later they can just throw it and pop right behind it.
They're still applying pressure at top middle, perhaps a B split if they can take down Holzerk in the archway. They have just rotated a third player back over towards this B bomb site on the CT side. And Holzerk isn't going to be an easy player to take down in this position.
Cello's past his crosshair, though. Is he going to expect another one?
Oh, he seems to be very aware, but it doesn't matter. Cello still hits the headshot. Now he can start to split this B-bomb site, but Grim's being boosted up on the new box. Will he be taken out? Of course he will be. boltz will check in, flying towards CT, brings his kills back up to 0. And now he's worried about CT, and Vinny uses that distraction to great effect. Another kill for Vinny, and the B-bomb site and the round is theirs.
I think, Yanko, I would like your opinion, but I think that was a little mismanaged in terms of having Grim be the one to watch towards CT spawn from that boost position in the back of the bomb site up on the triple boxes. You could have had a teammate, another teammate turn around while he just focuses on A main, because that's really what screws up that setup, that stack.
Yeah, I think you probably have Fang do it as a third player towards CT. But I think it was just the kill from the guy that was in the smoke phase. I think it was Cello. Like that entry really...
The trade onto Holzerk.
And you can see like with Imperial in this Fallen sort of a style, right? Like there were a couple of good reads from Complexity. Like they've had players at the correct bomb site, but just being really patient and waiting for your opponent to make the move first or make the mistake has really been paying off. So these rounds aren't even that close when they could have been really dangerous for Imperial.
Yeah, and your point stands with the money as well. You can really take a look at how much cash the Imperial have coming into this now built up on the T side. It's going to be difficult for Complexity to get back into this because not only do they need to win a round soon, but they've got to make sure that they don't lose too many players because you're constantly going to have to be battling full buys against Imperial.
And there's also things like, you know, this is why the difference between players being more aggressive, less aggressive. Like, you see Halzerk after that first kill, he goes searching out of Arch. Like, you can also just pull back a little bit in Arch. You can go back library.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's a risky play. Like, you don't have that information. Player could be there, couldn't be there. You go for it, you get punished.
Oh, good flashes, and that sets up a chance for Grim, but boltz will hold. A double kill and 2 quick headshots. You might even get a third here at JT. He's clearing out the close half wall, clearing out the car, but JT still holds position. And he's going to be chased down. boltz with his 3rd kill of the round, and that's it locked in. 5 in a row here for Imperial. And look, another round where they just don't sustain any damage, so the money is just building up on this T side now.
Yeah, even with the M4 saved over on Floppy, not able to get anything done with it whatsoever. So that's a bit rough. This is a very harsh round for Complexity, investing into it just a little bit and not getting any results out of it.
What do you guys think of the results of Inferno so far for Imperial over the last 3 months? So we've played Sellout, BT0, Red Candidates, Fluxo. Yeah, there we go. Sellout. So 9Z and Furia, and they took losses to Fluxo and Furia on this map. So they're probably the 2 strongest opponents they've played.
Yeah, but those games have been really close as well. I think they're fun. You know, like, you could even see, I mean, when you talk about Imperial, right, like, they're obviously a team that's going to play best at the biggest stage because the style and the players that they have. I mean, the reason why I think they can find success with this lineup is this is a team that with Fer was actually fragging well, but, you know, with FNX on the lineup, took down Cloud9 last year at the major, right? Like, in the Rio major, they were 0-3, but they had really close games. Like, you know, that could have gone another way if they had a couple of just wins and to maybe help their confidence. So it's like now that they have more firepower, because this style is reliant on it. Like, you have to win some of those 50-50 duels, right? And that really opens up the map, and then Fallen can work his magic. So this is only their 2nd tournament, really, of the year, it feels like. So I think by the time the RMR comes along, like, that's where you can really, you will really be able to tell, can they do something or not.
Well, banana control for boltz. Just going to throw a deep smoke and bail out. It looks like Imperial want to hit a timing up middle. 4 players going to be lined up with JOTA taking halls late. Halzerk to defend, Fang on the other side with an M4. Fang's going to be smoked off. Halzerk misses, Floppy saves his life, and here comes boltz. Now Halzerk with another, traded again, but Fang is still alive and he can wait for the rotations.
This is winnable for Imperial.
Fallen's going to slip on towards default, lock that bomb plant in. And JOTA's alongside of him, playing inside of the pit. They just smoke out Moto again. This is going to buy them a few extra seconds. We'll see if Complexity respect the smoke. They're not going anywhere with it just yet, but here comes their own util, setting up the retake. JOTA's going to play in the mini pit, and Fallen takes first contact. Grim goes down inside of the site. The M4 unleashes a wild spray, but it's caught JT, and it's just fine, taking dings to the Glock. Peppered down, and that's ridiculous.
Oh dear.
Complexity haven't really shown up to this game yet.
Not yet, which is scary, which is frightening. And a timeout is going to be called by Complexity because they're probably thinking the same thing you are at the moment. Good round from Fallen.
It's also like, so the setup is anti-mid take. You can see Flop is on his smoke. He's expecting that molly, so Halzerk can say Halzerk misses 2 shots. But, you know, Fang still has a molly flash smoke, and he's long. Usually you see the long player push through the smoke in this sort of a situation, especially if your teammate is getting 2 kills, right? Like, you're either fighting for mid, you have to fight for it all the way, or you're not. And you can see what happens. Like, he's behind, they throw the small pit smoke, and then he's behind the smoke, and you have a 3v2, but that's actually, at that point, when the bomb is planted, round is Imperial's to lose. They have an op set up in pit, they have an op alive, he can be anywhere, right? And, you know, you have to come like that. That site is not easy to retake, so that's why, like, sometimes you all in, even if, like, Fang pushes through the smoke and dies, right? Like, you look at it back and you say, okay, but that was still, like, we still need to play like that in order to avoid what just happened. Like, have that 2v3. It's not a great situation.
I think especially the key being Floppy getting 2 kills. You know, you have an op showing, you have a player on that side getting a double kill. Surely that next person you have to imagine is not looking at the smoke for you to come through it on the left side.
Well, this round starts with Floppy getting aggressive in towards apartments. Not seen anybody yet, and that's because Imperial have 1 lurker over towards this side of the map, but the main pack of the attack is taking banana control.
I don't think he heard that at all.
I don't think so, and Floppy's actually got in behind them through the underpass. Oh, Cello just jumps on down and instantly finds death. That's an upgraded weapon for Floppy, but is he going to be ready for JOTA? The answer is no. So the kill's pulled back. Unfortunately, we're 7 rounds deep. It's still 0 kills for Fang and Grim currently.
Grim still has a smoke over at the B bomb site. Question becomes, how long can he hold on to it? Okay. Not long at all.
Well, about a second there,
Yeah.
Jason.
And
now he can't really hold on to his own life. He jumps up off first oranges. boltz is ready. And another easy kill for Imperial. They're just letting their opponents make the moves, play themselves.
They're like they make the mistakes, right? And then they're just walking right into Imperial's hand in a couple of these rounds.
Yeah, too many of these have been for free. Too many of these have been way too easy for Imperial. Utility spent at the B bomb site for Imperial. They don't have to go with it. They can see what the reaction's going to be, and they're going to slow. Ooh, there's a decent enough flashbang. I think that was actually a T flashbang, but still Vinny gets the kill.
Oh.
Taken down by Fang, but surely nothing more than the nice deagle shot. Because boltz and JOTA have him handled, and it's all down to Holzerk.
At least that gets Fang off the donut.
And I think we have a segment later on with like star positions and star roles and, on CT side and so on. And, the star player usually on Inferno nowadays is the B anchor, and the guy who takes the B fights, and that's Grim for Complexity, and he's 0 and 7.
Yeah, there has been a conversation this year about star players going into anchor roles a little bit more than we used to see. Why do you think that is, Janko?
I think it depends on the side. I think also because on the map, but I think on T side also you have those star players be on the lurk roles, and so you have the group take map control and draw attention to themselves, so that player can have a 1v1 on the side. And Rops versus Hooksy isn't really as fair as Rops versus JKS, so that's why you have some of those maybe swaps around.
Okay, miss every shot you don't
Holzerk.
take.
He is putting himself in a lot of dangerous positions. He's really trying to play for the openings and quite often just getting forced away. And now Cello looks to try and respond through top mid. Oh, did just spot Fang rotating over towards the cubby, or transitioning his position, and now Holzerk's back towards Arch.
He's waiting for the repeat, the reposition from Holzerk. He wants
Here it is.
Yep,
Oh!
that's exactly what he was waiting for the whole time. Good kill and good recovery from Floppy.
Well, a lovely shot from Cello, but as you said, really important, the complexity, even the numbers out. And the bomb's still inside a banana.
You see when Holzerk takes that shot at B, Cello's just like, I'm grabbing this angle. I want it. That's the exact fight. I know the op is going to be coming back. Good transfer over from Fang. Complexity must win this round. 4 on 3, have a little bit of utility left. Floppy's got the only smoke over in pit. However, Complexity's shifted Fang to the B side of the map.
This is unnecessary. Like, in a 4v3, you don't need to go 3B, right? You look how much space there is for Imperial to work the A side. Now, Fang realizes he maybe has even lost timing a little bit. So
oh no.
He's like in Speedway.
Floppy has to step up here. His teammates have left him alone, and he's just going to get cut down immediately by boltz. And it looks so good for Complexity, but they just give it up. And that surely now has to be a save call because you don't have any money left.
You have a kit on Fang, but he's also got the op, so he's going to be the more passive one if they do choose to go for this.
Sucks.
And they're just bailing out. Yeah, that's a blown rotation.
And it's just, I don't know if it's conditioned by the fact they lost a couple of rounds on B, and but you just look at the macro of the situation for your team. It's your Floppy. It's like if they go A, you're banking on one guy to have a big round in a 4v3 situation. That shouldn't be your win condition. It should be they need to do something extraordinary to beat you, right? Not the other way around when you already had the advantage. Like the hard work was already done.
Well, it's their lead here for Imperial, playing a solid game right now, always finding the right site. And this is Cello.
They're loving it. Poland is on 16K.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
He's died once in this game.
11 and 3 on JOTA as well. So the firepower that he's bringing to the table is massive.
And here's the thing about Imperial. What did they do in this half to be 8-0 up in
Just
gun
play
rounds?
default a lot of the time.
Default a bit of a faster mid take that one round to switch it up, right? Like and it worked great for them. So, and I think every gun round besides the mid one where they didn't go B, they had banana control at like 120.
It's take banana control. It's have some mid presence with the left side smoke. Maybe they take brackets, but at least they want to just put the pressure. But between there, it's just been calling based off feel.
And it's not like we're seeing a massive advantage in opening kills as well for Imperial. It's 4-3 in the lead for them. So Complexity have had a couple of advantages that they've failed to convert on as well.
Yikes.
Yeah, at this point, Complexity has to invest more resources into taking Banana. Like 3 players fighting all the way. Like we either we win or lose the round in Banana at the start, right? Like try to set some sort of a advantage for you, make it easier to sort of read the round and figure out what it is that Imperial wants to do. You can't give them space, you know, like Fallen will know what to do to you with space. You have to disrupt them.
Well, they've at least gone to what you want. JT's pushed all the way down, burning to the Molotov. Up middle very quickly. Imperial says, all right, you can take Banana early on. You can take it aggressively. We're going to attack towards Rap side. Halzark's forced off the angle, and they're being wrapped upon. And now in the CT spawn, there goes Fang. And now Complexity's defense is completely split. The A bomb site is surrounded.
They've done a good job of just kind of bullying Halzark.
But once again, map like an insane amount of map control for this early in the round.
Well, this was just a reaction from Imperial.
Yep.
Like they saw the Banana fight for Complexity. They were like, all right, so they're committing, must be 3 guys there. Let's just try to take mid control faster, but they still have good utility usage. You see, like, you know, a different team will just run out long and Halzark will get a free kill, and that makes all the difference. The communication for Complexity also questionable. It feels like Fang may be unaware they can be that deep in CT.
And I think they were talking about how that has been a little low throughout this tournament so far, but Cello about to activate from the library. A good headshot. He wants a second here and he'll get it. Grim can't do anything about it.
And boltz is already halfway up. Banana, Fallen's already dropping back. And if you're one of the 2 players, they know Floppy's at A. And if you're Halzark as well, like, you know Cello's lurking somewhere over towards Library and CT spawn, and you just can't go for it.
Yep, to me this looks really decisive from Imperial. You know, when they see some information in Banana, they're immediately having the reaction on the opposite side of the map. We've seen it 2 rounds back-to-back now where they've just completely outplayed Halzark. You get 1 flash, get him off the angle. Realize he's peeking B, immediately take the angle he's going to re-peek on. It's just been really cool to watch Imperial.
This feels like Imperial and Fallen have like a really good sense of all the reactions that Complexity is going to have, all the different rotations they pull out. I mean, this one especially was nice and easy when you get a couple players in a CT spawn, but Cello, knowing the AWP from Halzark is going to fall back and peek left side mid, he was ready for that. They've really been able to manipulate the way Complexity's moving around.
And also, I mean, you go back to Katowice and Complexity is like a good run.
They're hunting these players as well. They're hunting them. The AWP's gone. Oh, surely, but Halzark's going to hold it and a double no-scope. Okay. At least that's something.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of that success came off the back of Halzark and Grim just playing much better individually. And you can see, especially on Inferno, Halzark was great at finding openings, whether it's on A or on B, and just having multiple rounds that he pretty much wins by himself by moving around the map and picking off guys, right? And so far, combined, they have 5 kills, and 2 out of the 4 for Halzark were just exit frags right now.
Halzark again, he's tried a couple of peeks towards B, and every time he's been here, he's pretty much been naded down to below half health before he's even seen anyone. The bombardment of nades towards him is just incredible. Another flash over the top. Halzark goes back to the same position. He desperately wants this opening kill. And he might get a chance here on Vinny. Boost comes over the top, and Halzark will react.
That felt very slow for boltz to get up into a firing position, but a nice transfer of the crosshair from Halzark.
Yeah, persistence really to continue to fight that angle.
They almost wanted to come through that smoke. Floppy had information underneath the gap. JT's going to start shifting back, and this time Imperial says, okay, Halzark with the opposite Banana, we're going to go right at him.
It's a 4-1 setup again for Complexity here. They've got a weakness on this B side, and this is where Imperial are going.
What are we doing, boys?
Yeah, at this point, when you see mid is clear, JT's just now coming back. It might be too late.
I think it's too late.
Smoke at Halzark. He needs to smoke this.
Halzark needs to try and delay as long as he can. Smoke goes in towards new box, but he's under pressure, and now he's been burnt out of position, down to 29 health. Imperial now climbing over the top of the first orange boxes, and Fallen cutting off the mid-rotation. And he sees the second player, and Fallen's going to stay up. 25 seconds left. The bomb's still at bottom Banana.
Hello.
It has to be awaiting a bomb site quickly, or 20 seconds left, and Fang is cutting off that pathway, but he cannot get the kill. JOTA brings down Fang, and now Floppy gets caught at the library. Oh, it's Complexity just getting absolutely wrecked right now.
It's so beautiful to watch from Imperial's point of view, though, right? Like how the puzzle is being solved piece by piece, and how they're just outplaying them. Like they're playing with them like a fiddle, playing them on a fiddle. How do you say it, Jason?
Playing them like a fiddle.
Playing them like a fiddle. Like you can see Fallen understands like he's low HP and they just need to trade that kill. That's the only guy that's towards the A bomb site. He maybe even tells Cello to just go long and fight the rotation. They'll take care of the guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't even die. JOTA gets the trade and it's another, you know, save for complexity.
Why do we, in English language, do we get metaphors like playing him like a fiddle, and in Serbia you get like donkey stuck in the mud? It's just unfair. We have the level.
We have the standard ones as well. These are just more fun.
Just more colorful.
Fang's going to be really frustrated. He doesn't get at least
But
one.
it's like a 5v4. They even saw that no one was mid, and you leave just the op on B, and then Halzerk is like just block them with the smoke until the rotation comes in. You know, like, why are you doing all these gambles when you have the advantage? Just play default CS.
I think this goes back to that conversation we had about pressure as well, though. I mean, you're down 9-0 in an elimination, or 0-9 in an elimination game, and you can almost feel the desperation of everyone from Complexity trying to collapse onto that B attack just to make sure they can get a round on the board, and it's almost like Imperial's they just use it to their advantage completely.
Third timeout used here for Complexity in the space of 10 rounds of play.
Complexity still hasn't played a full round of good Counter-Strike. Like, they maybe play like the first 30 seconds well, they find the opening, and then they screw something up in the last minute and give an opening to Imperial. And props to Imperial, they've been great at taking every single opening that Complexity gives to them.
Halzerk starting towards B again. This time a much more aggressive peek, and it hasn't worked out. The kill for boltz, and Halzerk barely alive. That could have been 2 kills in the first couple of seconds.
What an opening for Imperial. And I think they've started to even realize, like, they noticed the trend a while back when they did that fast mid play off of a triple banana start for Complexity. Now they're like, okay, Complexity's starting to really challenge for banana. Let's go a little bit more passive. And it's obviously worked out here with the spam through the smoke onto Grim, the damage onto Halzerk with Molotovs and utility.
I'm just looking at a similar setup again here for Complexity. It's 3 towards A, 1 B, and you're just going to see that B player go down, and the round's going to be done. 11-0.
Well, now they're in a 4v5, so it's different, and they're going for this like mid check with 3 guys. So this is where, you know, well, JT smoked, I don't know when, but there's a smoke on B, so now they should rotate. Like, someone needs to rotate. At this point, you need to risk it. It's not ideal. There's still a lot of time for Imperial. They can fake, go one side or the other, right? But if you're Complexity, like, that's you getting information, and then you have to act on it.
Well, Halzerk's getting back here, possibly just in time. They smoked out the coffins, but they're not playing too quick with it. Now they start to move forward with the final 30 seconds. Imperial sending Vinny in first. JT's playing for Nubox, trying to just stay alive, and he does very well to take Vinny out. The bomb is over here on the back of Fallen, but it can still hold for just a minute because they're letting boltz make a move. But JT once again from the Nubox strikes out with the FAMAS, and he's making it look pretty good. Fallen and Cello though. Oh, they turn it again. 2 kills so quickly, and Imperial just take a round that looked good for Complexity and throw it in the bin.
And this time it's like Imperial playing Gladiator with the man advantage, right? Like, you're sending Vinny and boltz in, but Vinny's the only one challenging. He loses his fight to JT, and then boltz is still kind of stuck there, and he's ready to go next.
Send the next one in.
And JT's just, his position is always known. He's trying to move. He's trying to change his position. He's eating a flashbang as he transitions. And then even after you handle the first 2 fights, there's still so much more coming.
Well, this is a really tough half to watch if you're a Complexity fan. At
That second kill, they've got it. You're like, okay,
yeah,
they've handled.
Damn, okay, finally a round.
Yeah, they've handled business.
Well, that's where they should just hide.
Yeah, he doesn't need to push out to Fountain.
And that's where you could see what was happening. They were just holding both positions. Fallen is holding Ruins with the op for that player, and I think it was Cello was just holding for JT, right? And that's where you need to. You can see the time on the clock. Like, watch this now. It's like after this frag, it's like 15 seconds that. You know, they both get caught. Like, they have to plan. So
Halzerk can hold the cross if they try and push on JT, and JT can play for the plant in the time.
Yeah, and if they kill you, it's way more difficult for them to kill you. And if they do, then you're like, okay, these guys are just owning us at the moment, and there's nothing we can do. And the 2 guys on A are late to rotate because they're worried about the lurker.
Yeah, this is spiraling out of control. It's going from bad to worse for Complexity just by virtue of the stakes.
Dude, at this point, you're just like, let's just win a round so we don't get 16-0. Like, because that's how it's looking. They haven't been close to winning a round. Like, this is 11-0 with what? Every gun round was a save, right? It's like, show me the thingy.
Yeah, most of them, outside of like rounds 6 and 7.
Yeah, but those are like probably the anti-equal
ones,
ones or something.
Yeah. At this point, Complexity have been really trying to use that AWP to open things up too, and they don't have it. They no longer have the cash to get Holzerk onto that. He's got an MP9. And JT, he's looking to clear out top banana around the car. If he sticks around here, he's surely gonna die. boltz has just been winning these fights pretty much every time, and Cello, he's confident. He gets into the long smoke. He's gonna phase this one. And Holzerk, sure he has the MP9 on this angle, but as he draws back into the archway, it's gonna be less favored against the rifle, and Grim just swings with him. That double swing out, and that's a good way to get the first kill.
They have no more utility at the B bomb site. JT's got nothing. Grim is in support with nothing as well, so keep your eye on that if Imperial decide to fall back. There's 35 seconds left on the clock, but Imperial has found their way out of these rounds a number of times.
Vinny gets into the long smoke this time. He's got the bomb on his back. Holzerk now with an AK-47. Much better than the MP9. He wants help, but he's just going to gather the info. Throw the flash on out. Vinny gets into the archway with the bomb on his back. A nice shot from Holzerk. boltz eventually trades, and now they swing to Fang, and boltz with another huge double. Fallen assists, and the spacing is allowing Imperial to take the site in the last few seconds of the round again. Grim and JT sprinting back over towards A in a 2 versus 2 retake attempt, but they've got no utility for this.
No utility. They do have kits. But Fallen is holding the angle with an AWP, and this first walk-in right into the crosshair is going to be easy for Fallen.
Oh,
and now it's nothing. He takes down Grim.
Okay, Fallen 9 and 2.
Still got it.
Yeah, still got it,
crazy
baby.
shots. 12 and
man.
0. Oh, this is unbelievable.
Another round when you look at the time, right? Like,
Yeah, it's just
I
down to the
understand
last
the
few
headshot
seconds.
player is pressured, but just don't peek for 2 more seconds. Like, they have to look elsewhere. Like, look at it, they immediately, like, it's 12 seconds as they're coming around long, and you're in positions where they instantly have the fight. Imagine if the guy was, like, more in the sights on A, right? That buys you 3 more seconds until you have contact. You can even, like, and on your contact is when the headshot guy can peek. This is basic CS, but I understand that when you're losing 11-0, right, like...
This is the shit that goes out the window.
It's like, that's where everyone is sort of
The comms are going to
like,
be super low, too, at this point.
comms are super low. You're, like, in a position, if you're floppy there, you're like, I'm just going to try and kill him.
Yeah, your
right?
mind's
like,
on someone needs to make a play. I need to make a play. They're coming to my position rather than... Yeah.
But it's that sort of it's that philosophy and that way of thinking that got them to be this deep in the hole in the first place, right?
Well, it all started with that pistol round.
It did, that mid-rush, trying to make a statement, trying to kick things off with a bang.
They made a statement, and it was
was
that
whack.
you guys are going to destroy us.
Yeah. Well, they're about to challenge over the half-wall boost. Ooh, sound cue, perhaps. Grim just down below. Vinny doesn't really check anything there, and he gets caught by JT, and that's a nice little upgrade. An AK-47 now in the hands of Grim. And he's going to use it to great effect. This is the best looking round for Complexity so far.
Surely. This has to be it.
Yeah.
This absolutely has to be. Well, the problem is Floppy and Fang are actually fighting here. If they go down, if they even get like traded like 1 for 2,
Ooh.
nice shot.
That's it.
There it is. Now it's over.
Well, the first round for Complexity.
Fallen. I hope Fallen goes for it.
Why not, man?
Yeah, you got 15K. There's 3 rounds left. Just.
Vinny somehow has 2,000. There's a, here's some criticism for Imperial. You need to even out the cash, Jason, right? So Fallen should have dropped for Vinny, like, or boltz or something. But I guess they buy so quickly, you don't even have time to drop for them. And the reason for that is because their loss bonus is so low, they might be in a position where they just don't have enough of their own money to buy an armor and all nades. Like, not the next round, but the last round. And obviously that sucks if someone like Fallen will have still 6K left in the bank. So
well, Complexity's not going to get 16-0'd.
There we go. That's a victory in and of itself.
We've seen crazier comebacks.
Yeah, we have. I used to know if Complexity's confidence is in a position to pull that comeback. Don't call it a comeback.
Bang.
We have a cup here of song lyrics. Yanko, would you like to pull one out and try and fit it in the cast at some point, perhaps if you do some play-by-play? There you go.
Let's see. I don't know what half of these words mean, but I'll try.
You'll try. You mull it over.
That's a pretty difficult one.
He's giving it to you at 12-1 as well, so you got plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time.
You don't have to shoehorn it in anywhere.
With the comeback coming through
Does it
and all
have
that.
to be word for word or just the sort of
You can kind of change it to make sense, I guess. Oh, Holzerk, Molotov'd away off the angle. It would be pretty awful for Complexity. If they win their first round, then immediately just lose the second follow-up here.
I think it might be good. Just get it over with, like a Band-Aid.
Sure. Let's make it quick.
You're in a rush, Jason?
I'm just saying, you know, the only thing that could make this worse for Complexity, I feel, is if they did have a comeback and got up to like 10, 11
And just
rounds and it
lost.
felt possible and then just lost right at the end. So
Yeah, that was sad. Oh, the shot.
my
Oh,
Lord.
Holster. Oh, luckily recovers on the second. Fallen swings around the corner. In the meantime, though, Complexity are taking a lot of kills their way. It's down to a 3 versus 2, and they've got the site.
this is so winnable for Imperial as well.
Yeah, it is.
First gun round all over again, right? Or second?
Yeah, one of the early ones as well. 2-on-3.
Oh, I like this move
Same
from JOTA.
guys, JOTA and Fallen.
Yeah, I like this move. He gets active. He goes back up into the apartments. He can come around Boiler, late into the round. Meanwhile, just leaving Fallen to hold down the
He's
site.
got it.
And here goes JOTA right between the two of them. And they line up. It's just Grim and Fallen. Only needs to see a little bit of him. A 13-1 scoreline now for Imperial as Complexity failed to convert upon their first round win.
I think we've all played retake servers, right? Like it's hard
Yeah.
to retake when there's an op posted
Yes.
up, whether it's A or B or whatever. And
Especially when it's Fallen inside of the side. That's kind of like exactly the kind of OP style he likes
that's the
to
thing
go
with oppers, like, well, especially experienced oppers like Fallen, but even less mechanics. Like, for example, Cadian, you know, he's not as flashy as Monesi or Simple or Zaiwu, but in a clutch, he's pretty damn good. Like, he's one of the best in the clutch. So that's always been, you know, with guys like that, Fallen.
Oh.
Through. Maybe he can't find as many openings as before, but I'd put my money on Fallen in a clutch.
Well, they've certainly ripped the Band-Aid off in this round, Jason. This one looks like it's going to be real quick.
My God.
Get the pain over and done with. JT's inside of the car smoke. And they're waiting for him to just give a little bit of a peek. There's the peek, right into Fallen. And not a single player has died so far for Imperial in this round. It's just Floppy on the other side of the map. And we'll call this half 14-1.
We taught him well, Jason.
Yeah, I know. This is all us, I think.
His performances after being coached by Moses Yanko,
This
and
is
he's
what I
only
told him.
died a
I
couple
told him I
times
wanted
in the
him
half.
to lead from behind and wait for your moment, you know? Lead from behind and only get involved in the action when you have to.
Well, here comes Floppy.
It's taken 1.5 years for that lesson to stick into Fallen. But look at the results.
If only you had more time.
If only I had more time.
So what you're saying is,
And
Jason,
more money.
you've taught them how to,
Yeah.
Just for you.
you've taught them all how to defeat North America in the worst way
Exactly.
possible. Here we
He's-
go.
He came to the inside and he learned all of our tricks.
Well, a 14-1 half for Imperial. This one might be done. The break might be longer than the rest of the match, but we're going to it anyway. Second half concludes right after this.
Don't understand, yeah, I got money we can spend. Duffel bag of rubber bands, get it poppin' like. Cause I done did a lot, but it's not enough. Think it's time I run it up, double up, triple up. Whoa, 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 ayy, whoa, 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 ayy. Hit women fall in love with my appearance. Got these diamonds on me dancing, look like Michael Jackson sequence. Whoa, 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 ayy, whoa, 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 ayy. I done made a lot, but it's not enough. Think it's time I double up. Think I need a Bentley truck. Think I need a house in the hills. That's for real. Like my car left to rail. Restructured the booking deal, cause we back. Yeah, we back on the road. Private jet across the globe. Let me everywhere I go. 10K for the verse, 20K for the show. Put in work and it shows. You ain't know, now you know. Now you know. Green light shawty, she a go. She a go. Miles Davis saxophone, how she blow. I can good, but then I gotta go. Yeah, that's just the way it goes. Yeah, that's just the way it. Cause I done did a lot, but it's not enough. Think it's time I run it up, double up, triple up. Whoa, 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 ayy, whoa, 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 ayy. women fall in love with my appearance. Got these diamonds on me dancing, look like Michael Jackson sequence. Whoa, 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 ayy, whoa, 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 ayy.
Hey, freedom is ours. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Freedom is ours. You know, fist up, we got power. Woo. Hey, say it again, man. Freedom is ours. Fist up in the air. Who got the power? You know. Hey, say it again. Freedom is ours. We got the power. We gonna make it this thing ours. We're gonna squeeze that laminator, sweet or sour. We got the room shaking. That be the mood breaker. You better move break. Hey, you say it, man. Freedom is ours. I tell my brothers to never relent. Black skin, you ain't gotta pretend. Gotta give it like 100%. Do more, give 110. Freedom is ours, huh?
Well, hopefully the second half can bring us a bit of competition. A 14-1 scoreline right now for Imperial. If they win the pistol, this game shall be done.
Yeah, that's where we're at. Double dualies as well, JOTA and Fallen.
You love that, Jason, don't you?
I love it. I love this timeline.
Every single pistol round will have at least one set of them.
Dinko wants to ruin it all, though. He wants
Yeah,
to
I do want to make the
increase
price a little more expensive.
Wait, Vinny still has 200. Why didn't he buy an extra flash?
I don't know. Maybe
Saving for a rainy day.
maybe he's just trying to give him every chance to get back into this. Here we go.
This is where the Jewel Bread is. Create a massacre. And Cello is actually going to steal away those
And a
kills
nade. Oh,
with
God.
USP, and Fallen goes around the corner. And the Jewelies taking out the Complexity players like it's men against boys right now. It's just JT left coming down the T-Stairs. And, well, he's going to have a real rough come down from the heights the Complexity felt like they were going to ascend to the reality, which is now 15-1.
Live shot of Complexity there on the couch.
Well, what can you say about that one, Jason?
I don't know. They're just getting wrecked.
It's
every
looking
step of the way.
grim. Well, actually, it's fine. They didn't. They got the one round, so it's
Oh
not going to
my
be a
God.
16-0.
Yeah, that's all you can take away from this of your Complexity. At least we didn't get 16-0.
All right, let's talk about map number 2. It's going to be Complexity's map pick, Ancient. So hopefully they'll be able to bounce back there. What do you think, Yanko, after a beating like this?
Well, after the Ancient we saw yesterday for Complexity, I wouldn't count on anything.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, the problem is they just...
There's a P90 in play here.
Something just feels, weird. Like, these mistakes and the communication. It's like, this doesn't matter if it's Inferno or Nuke or Ancient. Like, the mistakes are not necessarily map-related. It's like Counter-Strike fundamentals related, and that stays the same regardless of the map.
Well,
That's
Cello
a missed
another
flash,
double.
and they still get 2 kills.
Oh, the nade as well, right onto Fang. Scout in hand, but Cello's still challenging deep. All the confidence in the world. He's got a 3rd kill. Halzerk and Floppy to try and stay alive on Inferno. Trying to ignite a 14-round comeback. And that ain't going to happen. Nice and easy for Vinny. There goes Halzerk, 16-1. Imperial make a statement.
I like how Imperial won 16-1 and Vinny's 6-9.
Yeah, he just doesn't care. He was having a great time. It's the best kind of game to play. Fallen was excellent, the calling was excellent, and Complexity just get worked across the map. That's map 1. Ancient is coming up next, and we'll be right back.